Kirsten's Corner has been around for 29 years. So next year it's going to be a big 3-0. It's been a centre of local produce, one of the original fruit stalls of Hawke's Bay. And Kirsten has been doing it for that long and longer. It's always been the go-to for Christmas cherries. It's been the go-to for, delicious tree-ripened nectarines. And we just want to make sure that it continues into the next generation. So I'm 31. So the fruit stall's the same age as me, basically. The first memory I had was actually coming here, and my mother started squishing the fruit on the fruit stall, and Kirsten slapped her hand and said, "Don't touch." So that was the first experience. Never did I imagine that I would actually be owning it and running it in years to come. Happened sort of around 2020. I was on the first flight back from Holland throughout that COVID crisis, and basically came back to Hawke's Bay looking for an opportunity in something to do with the land, something local, something I could really sink my teeth into, because we couldn't leave the country at that point. I started working here for the previous owners, sort of stayed on after the season, worked through it, and basically took over the following year. So this is our 4th year. It's an incredible opportunity, and there's not a lot of, in my opinion, a lot of young people my age taking over these smaller orchards. So it's good to just get out there and let it be known that, this fruit stall's intending to stay for the next generation, and we just need, all the community to get behind us and get in and eat local. The traditions usually with the fruit stall, Kirsten every year makes a new hat with cherries on the side. Hat design this year is a lot of cherries. So in past it's been cherry flowers where we haven't had that many cherries, but this year we're going for a sort of bountiful array mixed with some streamy green colors as well to indicate the size of the leaves, because everything is growing full tilt. If you've known the corner, you see the Bedford truck being dragged out by the David Brown tractor each year to declare the cherry season open. But also the fact that we have a phone list, and we call each customer sort of a week before the cherry stall opens. This is quite a time-taking task, but it's such a valuable one for us because we're in direct contact with our customer base. So we'll spend 4 or 5 days at the beginning of the season phone calling each customer, all their landlines, mobile phones, just to let them know that the Bedford will be coming out shortly and we'll have cherries open, and then we'll continue with our shop opening hours. Season's good. So we had a lot of cold winter, but we had incredible pollination. The weather, it was warm, it was dry, and basically no big sort of gnarly events at all. We've had off and on patchy rain now, but really we've got all the rain covers deployed, which cover the cherries from rain. And we basically now have another week of 30 degrees. So there's ideal cherry growing conditions. So we're just leaving them on the trees now until they're really, really ready. No need to rush them. Make sure they're nice and big and juicy, and then we get them to the fruit stall. Because we put them in these 2 kilo boxes and they're pre-chilled to 0.5 degrees positive, they actually, you can store them and purchase them sort of 4 days in advance. So there's no need to line up at Christmas Eve to get them. They usually, once they're boxed, they're good for 2 weeks. We're not trying to, reinvent the wheel or do something different. We just grow really good cherries, and we want to share that with the consumer and avoid as many middlemen as possible. And that's why we don't do any online orders. We're not going to sell to the supermarkets. We just want it, just straight to the customers, and keep it on the corner.